Hello everyone, welcome to the chapter Everything I Need to Know I Learned in the Forest by Vandana Shiva. We have started learning the chapter by Vandana Shiva. Hope you remember that Vandana Shiva is an activist, scholar, physicist, ecologist, editor, and writer. She is often identified with Chipko movement, a movement by villagers for protecting trees. The following image shows how the activists of Chipko movement stood against deforestation. The essay, Everything I Need to Know I Learned in the Forest, is published in 2012 in S magazine. See this image which shows how activists of Chipko movement stood around the tree in order to protect it from being cut down. What the essay is about. The essay talks about the ecological journey of Vandana Shiva in fighting against the exploitation and accumulation of nature. So the following is a summary of the essay till we have engaged it in the class. Hope you remember the class where we discussed Vandana Shiva's essay, and now we are trying to refresh your memory paragraph by paragraph. Para 1.1. Vandana Shiva's father was a forest conservator. Mother was a farmer. Vandana's knowledge about ecology started from studying the forests of Himalayas. Her mother composed songs about trees, forests, and about our forest culture. So it was from Vandana Shiva's parents that she inherited her concern for the nature and forest. In Para 2, her ecological activism started with Chipko movement. In 1970s, women of Garhwal village came out to protect forests. See how in this picture you can see how women of Garhwal village, women protected the trees from those people who tried to cut it down. It was primarily a women oriented activism, because it was said that it was women who identified the importance of trees. Para 3 and 4 tells points 3 and 4. It was women who understood the value of forests. Forest was not only a source of timber, it also provided springs and streams, food for their cattle, and fuel for their kitchen. In 1973, she means Vandana Shiva, went to visit her favorite forests and streams before going to Canada to do her PhD. But she saw that now the forests and streams are gone because of deforestation. This is the picture of Vandana Shiva. So she went to do PhD in 1973, and before going to Canada she went to see her favorite forests. But she saw that today in the modern period, because of deforestation, the forests and streams have vanished. Point 5. Vandana Shiva becomes a volunteer of Chipko movement, becomes part of Padayatras, walking pilgrimages for spreading the message of Chipko. Thus, she became an activist for Chipko movement. In para 6, she tells how a woman named Bachani Devi from a Himalayan village called Advani protested her husband who obtained a contract to cut down the trees. She, along with other women, sang to people who came to cut down trees. The contents of the song was: forests provide soil, water, and pure air and sustain the earth. So she tells about the story of a woman called Bachani Devi who lived in a village called Advani. So she protested against her husband who got contract to cut down the trees, and she, along with some other women, sang the following song: forests provide not only timber but soil, water, and pure air and sustain the earth. See, this image will tell more about Bachani Devi who protested against her husband. Then, beyond monocultures, uh, I hope you will not be familiar with the term monoculture. Monoculture is a type of farming in which a single crop is cultivated in a particular area. Here, beyond monocultures, the term metaphorically used, monoculture means a culture without diversity. That means in monoculture, a particular type of a single type of crop is cultivated. So when a single type of crop is cultivated continuously, there is no diversity at all. So the metaphorical meaning is a culture without diversity. So para 7.7. From Chipko, Vandana Shiva learned about biodiversity. What is biodiversity? Biodiversity is an ecosystem with a diversity of plant and animal life. Various plants and animals live together in a friendly manner. Biodiversity. The reason for poor natural life is the failure to understand the concept of biodiversity. So it is from our failure to understand the concept of biodiversity uh, that uh, that resulted in the poor natural life. Para 8. She applied the lessons she learned from Himalayan forests to improve the biodiversity of farms. So, what she learned from the Himalayan forests, she applied to improve the biodiversity of farms. She started Northernia farm in 1994. What was the purpose of this Northernia farm? They saved seeds from farmers. So a seed bank was formed in which various varieties of seeds are collected. Today they conserve and grow 130 varieties of rice and 150 varieties of wheat and 100 other species. Conservation of biodiversity is the answer to food and nutrition crisis. So in order to overcome food and nutrition crisis, the only way is to conserve the biodiversity. You can see here the picture of Northernia farm. So para 9.9. The Northernia movement is now spreading. 100 seed banks were started. They encourage farmers to use natural resources rather than fossil fuels and chemical culture. So they encourage farmers to return to nature, avoid using fossil fuels, chemical culture, and return to nature. So in the textbook, we have discussed up to this point in the class. Hope you remember that. Please do go through the video lesson and read the text once again to refresh your memory. We will start the class from the next heading, that is rights of nature on the global stage, that is on page number 72. So we will start the explanation from this point in the next class. Thank you for listening and watching. Thank you.